this one I'm going to just call Full Circle. I've been going many, so this is one I just wrote this. One thing I gotta say too, because Goodness been challenging me, like, I am vulgar, like I don't have no filter. So like, I always got some cuss words somewhere in there. And that's just like my style, who I am naturally, you know what I'm saying? So she knows that that's me. And so I've been writing, like really like trying not to do that. So I got a couple of poems that I did. I'm like, I seen her, I'm like, girl, guess what? Ain't no cuss words, ain't no bad boys. I ain't proud of myself. And I did that without even thinking, like it just came out like that. So, but this one is called Full Circle. I fell off. I lost focus. I put too much energy into something with no purpose. So now I'm so searching off to find myself cursing. Mad at myself for letting them become a disturbance. Controlling my mental tempo, taking my body off limbo. I'm thrown off balance. Seems like I'm bipolar, confused all over, but I'm a soldier. Corona in a hookah. Morning what once was a Eusta. Imposter with a fedora. He's a transformer, so I lit the menorah and said a prayer for the scorner. Poker face and vulgar ways that I love you bouquet has now decayed. Us, we have now deceased. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Somebody call the priest. See, I came dressed in my black dress to bury whatever we have left. I ingested enough to know that this too shall pass and that this was just a test of my strength. I'm still standing, of my faith. I stay praying, of my confidence. I am woman, hear me roar, of my integrity. I keep it 100 to the death of me. This is a test of my resilience. I bounce back quickly with elegance. This was simply a test of my independence, and I'm standing here, free, alone. I am my own team, and I'm back to love me, and only me, Full Circle. This one is called Fully Bloom. That flower from the ghetto, that concrete rose, more of a lotus flower bomb, that poison ivy people warned you of, that tulip that has finally grew up, that Mary Jane that we all like to indulge. You can find me in the fields full of wildflowers, make a wish. Mama had a baby and her head popped off. Let me be your buttercup or even your sunflower. I can be your California poppy, like I'm crip walking down Rodeo Drive or something. You could be my puppy love and I'll be your carnation, that grammar school flirtation. See, I stand beautiful and tall like a fountain glass. I drive you crazy like a daisy. My skin is that of a lily. I glow like a merry glow. I am your morning glory. So pause and take a whiff. You smell the scent of lavender. When she's fully bloomed, you'll be loving her. False or true, either way, violets are blue. Periwinkles are cute. Petunias, you will learn to love them too. You will, Petunias, you will learn to love them too. Once you appreciate her bloom, you can cartwheel through a field of daffodils and end up on a hill enjoying cosmos as the cherry blossom. You see that bird of paradise, a little bit more fancy than a pansy, but still a sweet bee. So lie back on lilacs in a garden full of gardenias. And if you're feeling ill, you can relax, relate, release, and chill with a petal from chamomile. And as beautiful as an orchid, but still from the dirt of the ghetto, she has charisma. What a treasure. I call her Jasmine, a black girl magic, when she's fully blown. Thank you. I just wrote that, so I got to thank you. So, that is sad. Glad y'all like that. We have Deidre. Sister Queen Deidre, give her bless this mic. Bless her.
This is a poem that I wrote earlier today, and it's about a situation that I was once in for 20 years. And the situation was killing me, it was driving me crazy, and I spoke to my counselor about it, and I'm gonna do it for y'all right now. It's called I've Had It. I can't believe this madness, this cannot be. After everything I've done for you, why, oh God, why me? What did I say, what did I do? I need to know this, that's why I'm asking you. You ungrateful, selfish pieces of shit. You hurt me, you betray me, you disgust me. I've had it, you make me sick. First one. This one I actually wrote in a writing class at the through Writing and Wellbeing, through the Mental Health Association. It's a time that I was emotional. It's actually connected to the first poem I just read. A time that I was emotional was last year when my ex-best friends hurt me past my heart. I've known them since I was 18, but I was more than a friend. I was also their sister. When people were calling them scammers on social media, I had their backs. I stood by their side when no one else would. I put my life on hold. I put my plans on pause. But now I've come to realize how much pain that toxic people cause. I talked to my counselor about this because it was tearing me apart. I couldn't take it anymore. The friendship was destroyed. Once the bond of friendship and sisterhood is broken, there is no turning back. One more for y'all. This one I wrote in 2015 in honor of my mother who passed away in 2010, and actually the 25th was 8 years since I lost her. It's called My Life. My life has been through many twists and turns over the past 5 years. However, I've always had the strength, love, and support of my family. My mother was my rock, my world, and the glue that kept my life together. She always supported me in anything I wanted to do in life. After God called her home, a part of me went with her, but I still have her love. My life was stretched out from under me. I felt like I wanted to die, but God heard my cry and rescued me from Satan's hands. And now I'm free, I can breathe and live. Thank you for listening. And I just want to tell y'all, and I actually expressed this earlier, if y'all in a situation that's doing nothing but giving y'all pain and hurting you, and you just can't take it no more, do yourself a favor and get the hell out.
You want to fly? You got to give up the shit that weighs you down. Toni Morrison.
Yes.
One of my favorite poets.
Yes.
I just want to share that with you guys. I have Nate G. Nat G, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you.
Good afternoon. My genre is recovery inspiration, and I know that our mind is a terrible thing to waste. So when I'm feeling a little uptight or whatever, I read and write. So this one's called Reflect. Did you ever awake and think about the mistakes you made? Why the thoughts we could say through your brain make you think you're insane? Your body drained because of the pain? Thinking about how you used and abused all the bridges that were in front of you. Burning them so bad you barely had enough time to cross. You thought you were boss of your destiny. Couldn't even see how you were dying. Not even trying to recall all that was right in your life. The progress you've made, the friends that begged you to stop and think before you take that drink or drug. They gave you a hug and said everything's going to be all right. Stop the fight and surrender. Remember, we have an ally, one who will stick by us. Jesus, the one who died for us, nothing to discuss. He has our back, through thick and thin, from beginning to end, in this thing called recovery. called maze. Okay. It's real super crazy. Negotiating this maze we have to conquer. Trial and error. If you savor the wrong thing, you can't learn until life stings you in the butt. You shrug your shoulders like what? It doesn't bother me. Hoping others agree with the confusion you feel. To keep it real, we all have focuses, fears and trepidations about certain situations and crises in life. We all struggle with strife in our lives, too hard-headed and stubborn to see ourselves as flawed, blaming God for all your consequences, questioning your very existence. For instance, what if you had a death in your life, or you decided to remove someone from your space, someone you look at with disgrace, someone with no taste, no proof, you liken them with abuse. Every time you see this person, you choose to go the other way. Wouldn't give them the time of day, don't want to hear nothing they have to say, doesn't they ruin your day? What would you do? Would you stay true to yourself and not let them get next to you? Or would you be fake and put your honor at stake, trying to get them to see things your way? Are you mature enough to realize that you don't need anyone to make decisions for you? Or to show where you went wrong, knowing they don't even belong in your space? That you need to face your own demons and learn how to cope without those, learning from the experiences you've been through, and prove to yourself that you can get through any situation with God on your side. Because He abides in you and will see you through this maze. You'll be amazed at how confident you'll feel on the other side. So lay aside those burdens and give them to God. He will free you up. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone who has ever struggled with poverty knows how extremely expensive it is to be poor. James Baldwin. I have legendary.
Let's go.
I'm not forgetting about that.
Action?
Yes, action.
I just want to point out, tomorrow is hosted by Solar, who is also my sister-in-law, so please support the family. And also be sure to catch a Solar Moment. That is a show on Blog Talk Radio. I think that's correct. I'm good at freestyling stuff, so that's what I'm going to do. I said I'm good at freestyling stuff, but the stuff of legends, well, there's nothing fancy about it. See, everyone says don't put down a diamond picking up a rock, but to me, that rock is reality because that rock is fractured, that rock is broken, it's been tossed, stepped on, stomped, it's been eroded by the rivers and stomped into the grasslands, and heck, it's even been tossed at the wrong man. It's been covered in blood, covered in mud, covered in cold shoulders. Wait, did I just say covered in cold shoulders? Rocks don't have shoulders. But I guess if I try to smell what the rock is cooking, wait, rocks don't have hands, which means we are immobile unless someone cares enough to pick me up and probably put me back down with just a little bit more love. Return me back to nature's beds because I will not shine like the diamond. You will love every inch of this scruff on my face because it is my mane. Not that I'm lying. Not that I'm a lion, see. It is my scruff. It's my main point that you will love, that I do come from the rough buff. Yes, because I dress like a hoodlum, I'm not necessarily a thug. I just dress in skull caps because what comes off the top of my skull is even too much for me. So if you observe me just a little bit closer, well, see what you can see. I have many ways through which I see. I have my two flesh eyes, two lenses if I choose to wear glasses. My third eye plus I as an individual. So you can never tell this individual it's not what it looks like because I see what you look like on the inside. And inside I am this beautiful stone that you claim is less than a diamond. But there's one thing that isn't beautiful about a diamond, and that's that it was pressured into the life of being glorious and shining, and pressured into the life of being a ring finger and a neckline. Meanwhile, life has had me by the neckline, and still I am here, able to get poetry from the neckline. Someone give me the next line, and here I am again, reviving this line. Everybody stand in line behind I, the rough rock, the reality, the truth. Thank you. I made that up. I live with palsy. I'm not afraid to say it because this thing don't control me right here. So I've been incorporating a lot of living with that into my poetry because a lot of people don't know what it is. And that's all right, but you know, I've been on my advocacy thing for that and other disabilities, so I'm gonna try to freestyle something about that. All right, thank you. It's hard to think about what life would be like if you were like everybody else. You see, I walk different, I talk different, I breathe different, and some even bend different, and some even can't speak at all. Because this thing is called CP, see. And I have CP and I live CP, the neighborhood, so I got CP and CP, so does that make me tough for being able to survive like the Bee Gees? I don't have the bubble guts and I'm staying alive. Give me that Pepto-Bismol while I have to lean on the wall to do these squats because my knees just can't take it no more. I gotta walk to that train station because depending on the radio station, it won't even talk about the long walk, the long haul. Wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, I am a triple threat. I am all of the 3 C's through which the world sees me. Colored, crippled, and some even say crazy because I was raised on college. And because I'm black, well, everyone assumes that I'm out here just popping collards. But let me pop these collards into your body. I may not have a strong body, but I have a strong body of work that works quite well if you know how to work it just right. But when you got this thing called this palsy, well, it attacks the cerebral. So in other words, to have this palsy penetration, you gotta have your mind right. See, the mind is not made up of the 3 states of matter. Everyone's focused on one state that matters, and it's melanin. But for me, it's not about melanin. It's about what state your melan's in. And if you put 2 objects on either side of the scale and try to balance it out, well, I've lost my balance, but still kept steady over the cracks of the ground. And even though I have to use devices. When was the last time your man Crush Monday had to count out cadences with his crutches because having crutches of our own? When is the last time your woman Crush Wednesday needed assistance because she used assistive devices to talk? Everyone puts their fist up. How about making a fist for those who can't make a fist? Everyone crosses their arms for Wakanda. Well, I cross my arms in disgust because in Wakanda there are no people like me, like us. People who are labeled disabled, people who are labeled retarded, people who are labeled crippled, people who are labeled handicapped. And meanwhile, I know people with handicaps that have nice hubcaps on their caps, and let me put a cap on all of this. And meanwhile, every now and then I rock a step back and put the cap on peanut butter because I love being so smooth with the spoken word, despite the fact that my body isn't quite steady with the flow. Come get some of this palsy penetration. It's perfectly perfect. The way I love to be. The system can't hold me. Oh yes, behind these bars are not a prison sentence. Behind these bars are a passionate prison man. I stay behind these bars because to release the animal, I am ashamed of America, the able body. My feet may point in different directions, but at least I am aware that I have to have some sense of direction. But if you look at me and only see the physicality, then you're not going to be able to get this physical body of work. I don't have a strong body, but I have a strong body of works. And if you want me to rock the boat and work the middle, then you got to get like the fiddler on the roof, because you can't play me like a fiddle. I have CP, plus I see clearly, and I'm Scorpio, so the loving, despite the physical infractions, I guarantee you is satisfaction. Come get some of this palsy penetration. Concentrate. If you want the perfect kind of love, don't search for it in someone who's able-bodied. Get someone who has a troubled body moving on down the line. Because it's because of my permanent, already natural infraction that the love that I give to you and we make between us will be just fine.
Right, B? Got your style?
Right, I'm like, where can I find my place? I'm still, okay, never mind.
That's all the penetration.
Right. Quick one, right? I'm like, I'm cracked, but I'm not broken. I'm still standing stronger than ever. Umbrella up in the stormy weather. Brain cloudy, not from that loud though. Confused on trust, but that's the way the world goes around. Hate, I don't participate. Karma serves a sweet plate, so I say my grace. Why lie to mask what's inside? Some shit is inevitable. You can't hide what's inside. I guess this is the right and life.
All right. The next poet I have is Al Sexton.
Oh, we have a specialist for us.
Kurt says, I'm loving it.
Okay.
I
like the emphasis you put on specialist.
Ready?
I just want to introduce, my name's Alan Sexton, and I met Goodness at the Gypsy Parlor when she was hosting it, and Legendary. And I was at a writing group, and I was given a prompt, a one-line prompt just to write something, and I ended up writing a song. And two friends of mine made a guitar track for that song, and I'd like to do that. It's poetry, but it's in form of a song. Let me see if I can get this to work. Angels come together here, not as you think they'd appear. They have the form of the ones you love. They accept you for who you are. No hidden meanings to leave a scar. The proof that they are sent here from above. It's true, friends may come and go, and often it is hard to know who is true or not right from the start. But real friends will always know to let their own agendas go, to see the one who lives inside your heart. If they decide to come along, no matter if you're weak or strong, you know you have a friend you can count on. It's these blessings that you share with the ones who really care that help you realize where you belong. For angels come together here, not as you think they'd appear. They have the form of the ones you love. Oh, they accept you for who you are. No hidden meanings to leave a scar. The proof that they are sent here from above. That have become so dear, that bring you peace when they are near, have left a message deep within your heart. Through sharing their precious love, that they have brought you from above, even when they leave, their love will not depart. Yes, when they're gone, their love lives in your heart. Well, 5 years ago, I started waking up, well, I get up in the middle of the night. You know what, we get up in the middle of the night. Couldn't go back to sleep, the words started going through my head. And I hadn't really written only a couple poems in my whole life. Finally, after 3 days of not being able to go back to sleep, I went to the computer and I typed out a poem. And since then, I've written 100 poems probably. But I read one when I first met Goodness, and I would like to do that one. It's the very first one I wrote other than family things. And I don't memorize, I memorize my songs. Anyway, it's called, let's see if I can find it here. So Simple a Child Can See. nation born of high ideals and promises in print, authored by a group inspired to form a government. But being human, we all know the weaknesses of men. Inspired words often go no further than the pen. War is fought, freedom won from those across the sea. But soon the celebrations fade back to life's reality. Although the words are mighty, weakness creeps back in. Greed, fear, and vanity tear at the hearts of men. Expansion rips land away from the native son. Animals are massacred, many just for fun. Human cargo bought and sold to accommodate the few, a blatant contradiction of the author's point of view. It takes 80 and some odd years to face the obvious, but still the nation split in half to change what is unjust. A bloody war, the only way to bring this long due change, and finally freedom's won for those who were estranged. Again the celebration fades, evil rears its head. The greed, the fear, and ignorance erase the gains instead. Although the rights were written, intimidation ruled. In spite of all the loss of blood, people still were fooled. It took another 100 years before a voice was heard. It came from those that lived so long a life so undeserved. A woman took her seat and held fast to her place. The nation soon acknowledged this long-time disgrace. Inspiration stirred a man to lead marches to expose how we were not following the words our authors chose. He spoke of seeing days when everyone was free, of the tyranny of being less than God meant them to be. Someone put an end to his mortal state, never understanding that the movement wouldn't wait. It slowly moved toward equality in very little strides, at times going back a step where ignorance resides. A president was chosen, race issues set aside, a turning point in our growth our nation can take pride. Disguised as standard arguments along all party lines, undeniably there's prejudice affecting many minds. The realization of the words the founding fathers wrote, ever closer in our hopes, yet there's a larger quote. Though we say we follow God, do we know just what he meant? Let's pray we don't ignore the words of the Son he sent. Thank you.
We're going to add a specimen.
I feel like she just made that a new word.
I know,
That's
right?
dope though, right?
Yeah.
That's dope, I'm dope.
That's like a burning flame fragrance at this.
Right. This is called double standards. You know, kids, see, niggas got life fucked up and twisted. This beer game and gray sweat pants groups got them tripping. Thinking what they did cause it's long enough to not, so they think every chick want a pussy pot. See, there's nothing for her mental, so his dick may as well be little. See, shortcomings will leave you shortcoming. All that dick good for nothing. I know it's hey big head season, but big dick for no reason. Can't even give me brain. Knowledge ain't the same. Enough of the foolery. You can't even read. What you can't even read. Dictionary is not Pictionary. Your BBD should be in panties. You see what these niggas doing for pussy? Holding his dick in his pick, rocking his Beijing. Attention whore, are you hoeing? Why you mad? You wanna know something you had to ask, so I asked, cause you said she was a whore when she posted her ass. What's the difference? I'm trying to understand this. What, morals have double standards? All you know is Jezebel? But what about the gigolo? The male hoe?
You better let them know. They don't hear us now.
Right.
Oh my
I
God.
just want to say I am not a
Man, I'm about to put you up anyway.
Yes, I got one just for that.
It's 3
just
o'clock. I'm about
for
to call
that.
the feature of the day up, and that will be your hostess to the mostest. Can I get everybody to say, get up? And let me do her little sing clap.
Girl, wait a minute.
And you feel something real quick?
Only because you said that.
Okay, see what you inspired?
Only.
That's what's up. She's
Yeah,
fine.
but
What's up?
I'm just gonna keep my little North treat to myself today. I'm not gonna do nothing too butt naked yet. You know, I know this is the adults only session. Oh my God, Miss Celeste, this is the grown-up adults only session. You know, where we say things that kids may not be, able to hear. We do want to be respectable of our elders, so let me just put that disclaimer out.
Right.
You know, it's not that we're
what I want to say, ratchet or anything. You know, this is just poetry. We're expressing our feelings and things like that, and things that happen in every day that you see.
We ain't got all that.
This is not really what was on my agenda for today, but because she said that, Lord have mercy. And let me just say, my name is Goodness. This is my 6th annual 2-day inner city poetry marathon. Thank y'all so much for coming. You know, we're celebrating National Poetry Month. April is National Poetry Month. I do write a column for the Challenger. It's called Open Mic in Black and White. If you've ever picked up a copy, Legendary was one of my features. Rita Federick of Toomanythings, she was one of my features. Also, Nat G, she was one of my features. Berna Flame, her up in Center Stuff, and she didn't do, you know, feature, but my sister, she'll get it when she's ready. Wow, and it's like, really? I can't find this poem right when I wanted it. But this is what I'm gonna do for y'all. I have a piece that's called Black is Beautiful 1, 2, 3. My grandmother and my mother would get on me for this. Let me hold this real quick. This is the library, don't tell nobody. Y'all got that on tape? It wasn't me. I ain't lying. No, okay, but look, I put it in my book. I folded it up in one of those bills that I'm not paying. You know, they just keep sending me paper for no reason. They just wasting trees. Okay. It is National Poetry Month. But this piece that I'm gonna do is called Black is Beautiful 1, 2, 3. And at the end, I'm just gonna ask y'all for your participation. I just wanna do this one piece really quick until I find the one that I really want. Black is not ugly. Black is nothing to be ashamed of. Black is quite dark. Black can lead you to the brightest love.
Hello.
Black is not mean. It's warm-blooded. A black heart is bitter cold. Black is so beautiful, from the darkest to the lightest shades. Black diamonds are expensive because they're from a class of a higher grade. Black is not cheap. No. There's opal and honest. Black is distinguished, loyal, and honest. Black is a race. Oh, we're more than just a color. If racism doesn't exist, then why do we label one another?
Amen.
Black is not ugly. It shines just like gold. Black is nothing to be ashamed of. Black is beautiful. If no one's ever told you, if no one's ever heard, then know this and hear this. These 3 specialist words. 1, black.